So day 3 of trig functions of any angle, we are going to find the 5 trig functions that are not given just based off of the information that they give us here. So the first thing you want to do is you want to think back to how we define these trig functions in terms of x, y, and r. So what I like to do is make a little list of all my numbers. So x equals, y equals, and r equals. And then I fill in what I know based off of the ratio that they give us. So cosecant, if you think back to how that's defined, cosecant is defined as r over y. And hopefully you wrote those down the other day. So you can fill in most of this list. Keep in mind that r is always positive. So this negative sign here that's in front of the fraction, that's going to go with your y value. So my y value is -5. My r value is the square root of 26. And then we're going to have to solve to get the x value, because as long as we have x, y, and r, then we can find all 5 of those trig ratios. So you just do your x squared plus y squared equals r squared, and you fill these in. So x squared, we don't know x, y squared, so I'm going to square my y value, which is 25. And then r squared, if you square the square root of 26, you get 26. So then we get x squared equals 1. Therefore, x equals plus or minus 1. Okay, from here, you have to decide, is it positive 1 or is it negative 1? And that's where this comes in. So that's going to help you determine, square keeps showing up, that's going to help you determine whether or not we are using the positive or the negative. Well, if you think about cosine, cosine is x over r, right? Well, if r is always positive, and they're telling you that cosine is greater than 0, so basically cosine is positive, then what that means is we're going to use the positive one. And then from there, you're going to fill in all your trig ratios, which I'm confident you guys can do that on your own. For this one here, I'll just kind of get you started. Sine, so sine is the reciprocal of cosecant, right? So sine is y over r. So if I have my x equals my y equals my r equals, I know that y is 3. I know that r is 5. R is always positive. And then I'm going to look right here. They're telling us that cosine is less than 0. So that means that x is negative. So that means whatever value you find x to be, x is going to be negative. And then from there, you'll be able to fill in all your trig ratios. Okay, I'll have office hours today, 11:30 to 12:30. So email me if you need any help, or you can just pop into office hours.